Hey everyone, this is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome back to Devil May Cry 1 HD. This is more of the S-rank Dante Must Die mode playthrough. So last time we did missions 1 through 8. That was the first castle section of the game. Now we're moving into the mid section, the weird forest and ghost ship section. This section is pretty tough, I think. This mission, so mission 9, I had a lot of trouble S-ranking mission 9. This is one of the missions I had the most trouble with in the whole game. So jumping up on these pillars is pretty tough. Got to align Dante just right so that he'll actually grab onto the side of them. There we go. There's 3 of them that have red orbs up there. And of course we want red orbs. So the red orb requirement for this mission is pretty high, I think. I remember I had a lot of trouble trying to get enough red orbs. I had to keep retrying, keep trying to do new fights and stuff. So we start off fighting some blades. There's only 3 of them here. None of them, no extra blades spawn in. So I use the shotgun and Alistor to go for critical hits. So we get more orbs, and so we kill them off nice and quick. And there, I didn't realise I'd actually knocked them the right way. There we go. Whoop, shoot him in the back, jump attack. Victory. They take a little while to die and actually give you your orbs, so you do need to stick around and wait for them. There we go. There's a lot of different ways you can approach this mission. That I guess it being so open-ended is why it's kind of difficult. So I decided to farm some red orbs from critical hits here. This room ends up with a lot of blades in it. They keep spawning for quite a while. And I farm them for a while for orbs. But, I mean, as I said in the previous video, blades, they're tough to farm and not take lots of damage from. Their attacks are very quick and sudden. So a nice rate at killing them, I find, is if you get a critical hit on one of them and then you have time to grab orbs from the previous critical hit. That's how I know I'm going at a good pace. Every now and then, though, it falls apart a little bit. So keeping Dante well behaved in terms of his lock-on is a little tricky. Lock-on in this game, I mean, it does have a lock-on button, so it's, yeah. Oh, he missed. Oh, I was too far away. So the lock-on is a little better than the DMC reboot, but you can't change lock-on targets. He just kind of automatically acquires them. See, he targeted the wrong one for me then. Yeah, and he tried to Hellbreaker the wrong enemy there. So it's kind of annoying having him he just changes lock-on targets as he wants to. And I'm using a devil-triggered shotgun blast to knock that blade over because it's devil-triggered. It won't get stunned as easily when it's triggered. Devil-triggered shotgun blast fixes that problem though. Yeah, so you can just hold the lock-on button the entire time and Dante will still change lock-on targets. But we do get a lot of critical hits here. Lots of red orbs. Delicious. There's also some red orbs up where Ifrit was. If you're doing like a New Game Plus, then if you climb up where Ifrit was, which is just above us, then there's actually a bunch of red orbs. But I figured I'd have enough from farming the blades and from fighting Griffin, because I decided I wanted to fight Griffin, because skipping a boss, maybe it would be easier in terms of damage taken, but skipping a boss fight doesn't feel right. I want to fight the bosses. That's another reason why I found this mission so tough, I suppose. Griffin might be the boss I'm the worst at in the whole game. All 3 of his forms, I guess. He's so much harder than Phantom. Somehow I just stood there and took that. I didn't jump in time for the Inferno. Also just wanted to get better at fighting Griffin. He's still kind of my bane. I think that missed completely. Not sure. That attack is a bit tricky. You can... Oh, hey, I knocked him over. That's cool. You can hit him with a grenade while he's in the air, but you have to wait until he changes his movement pattern. Where he's starting to come down, and then you're at risk of getting hit, so it's a little risky. The grenade gun is so good for keeping up Devil Trigger in this fight. You just get so much trigger. You can just use so many Infernos and Meteors. Meteor's really good against Griffin. I have trouble figuring out when I should use it in this first fight in particular. So yes, I did have a lot of deaths versus Griffin while going for this S rank. Had to restart this mission a bunch of times. Oh my god, this camera. Need to completely relocate so that we've got a decent camera angle here. I also had an attempt where Griffin just got stuck in a corner and just wouldn't do anything. That was kind of weird. He was also in the air, so I couldn't like melee him or anything. He's getting pretty low on health here, so I'm probably gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna back off so that he doesn't do that lightning storm on my head. That's something to remember about Griffin. He does that. He will totally kill you after you kill him. Yeah, so you don't have to fight Griffin here. You can just use Ifrit to activate this little candle and then... Or torch, I suppose, and then move on. There's some red orbs on top of that tree stump there that I ran past, but it's really annoying to jump on top of that. So I think I just skipped it completely. And hope that I've got enough red orbs from the blades. So this fight, my main goal is to just survive it. I should have enough red orbs by now, so I'm kind of just using Devil Trigger freely. Trying to kill these things ASAP, not trying to farm any orbs from them. Also, because the camera angle here sucks tremendously. And like, some fetishes like to spawn back behind the camera, and then sometimes they'll just suddenly do a spinning attack at you and you'll have no idea they were coming. Or just do a flamethrower at you from off screen. So I just use the grenade gun a whole bunch here to just kill everything. Seems fair. Finishes also drop a lot of red orbs, so it's worth just tracking down those orbs. And there's some more enemies in this room, but you don't have to fight them. I had enough red orbs by now, I just moved on. Might as well break this red orb fountain though, I mean it's right here. Easy. Delicious. But yeah, fetishes in here, they give a lot of red orbs, so... If you don't want to fight Griffin, you could probably farm in this room for a little while. But fetishes are pretty dangerous. But so is Griffin, so... you just kind of have to pick what you want to deal with in this mission. Yeah, I think the red orb requirement is 1500. So you do need a lot. But we did it. So yeah, I think that's the mission I had the most trouble with in this whole batch of missions here. Actually, yeah, it definitely is, actually. So I was glad to get that out the way. Next mission's not so bad. Next mission, it's a lot of fighting. Most of the fights aren't too bad. Yeah, it's the Canyon of Mist mission. Yeah, there are 4 fights to do here. This is kind of a lot, actually, for a DMC1 mission. A lot of them just have a lot of running around, whereas most of this mission is fighting stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm happy about that. There's some red orbs on top of there. Might as well grab those. This first fight is the fetish fight, which is probably the worst fight in the mission, because it's fetishes. And when you have devil-triggered fetishes, that's pretty annoying. They're all fetishes, so... Probably gonna have devil-triggered ones at some point. I did try and farm a little bit of style from them. The style ranking you have when they die is how many red orbs you get. So if you get a decent ranking and then you drop it and then you kill them, then you won't get many red orbs. And you still get a decent amount, because Fetishes just drop a lot of red orbs. But if you want to maximise your red orb count, then you want to kill them with a high style ranking. Oh, they have so much health when they're devil triggered. It's an accidental air raid. I wonder how many of those are in this recording. I do that a lot. I kind of wish I could just turn off air raid actually, and just activate it when I need to fly somewhere. So we're going to get the light going. I don't think you need to farm that many red orbs this mission, honestly, because you'll get plenty from fighting stuff. Especially because later on you fight some Cyclopses and they give you red orbs like no tomorrow. It'll die eventually, trust me. I think I'm actually going to run out of Devil Trigger, which is a problem because then I'll lose my style ranking. Oh no, we killed it. Yay! Alright, so setting up for the next fight, it's Blades. And I go for critical hits again, because I just love going for critical hits against Blades. Critical hits are just cool in general. There's only 3 Blades here. No extra ones spawn in. Once you start thinning out their numbers, it gets easier. Well, I'm surprised I actually hit that. The window of time to hit them while they're on the ground is kind of small, so you need to make sure you're keeping track of them properly. Otherwise you'll miss your opportunity. And that one just straight up died. Whoops. It's alright though. It's fine. I think I forgot to collect these extra red orbs over here. On the second or the third pass through this area, if you run in front of that little tombstone there, then you'll get a bunch of red orbs. But I think I've totally forgot this time. It worked out though. I didn't seem to need them in the end. So the shadow room now. 2 shadows in here. Go for a critical hit. Very good. Always nice when shadow fights start like that, because now you can focus on the other shadow once this one dies. Oh boy. Oh, that was a bit scary. And do we have enough Devil Trigger to do this? We do. Cool. I'm trying to get some trigger back, but I don't have enough time to taunt. So that's an ideal shadow fight. That's what I want. Critical hit one of them right away, so I can focus on the other. So many red orbs. And now we have the Cyclops fight. Cyclopses, you just treat them like Phantom. But they have less health. But there's 2 of them. That's something to keep track of. If you don't know where one of them is, you need to realise that it's probably about to land on your head. The other one, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. But they love to try and jump on you, so that's something to remember. Surprised I didn't get hit by those boulders, actually. Oh, I think I had no damage up to this point, so I was kind of annoyed at that. Oh well. There you go. That's the end of mission 10. We have to wait for the Cyclopses to finish dying, so we can go through the door. Yay! So mission 11 is that's of course the Nalo Angelo 2 fight. So whenever the video pauses like this, I was just alt tabbing to look at S rank requirements. I was just curious how close I got to special bonus. Which again, the special bonus is the perfect S rank, where you max out all 3 categories: red orbs, time taken, and damage taken. Fate. Yeah, this mission, I like this mission because of the little well area where you fight a bunch of blades. That's the most perfect spot to drop an Inferno in the whole game, I think. It's the most satisfying, that's for sure. This Death Scythe is very annoying though. Sometimes, Death Scythes just in general, sometimes they're well behaved, like they'll actually swoop in to attack you. Or sometimes they do that attack instead, where they actually sweep past you. Oh, this one's well behaved actually, it went into that attack right away. Once it does that, it looks kind of scary, but it won't dodge your attack, so just go for it. It does a lot of damage if it hits you, but so just get it really aggressive, and you should kill it off pretty quickly. Grenade gun. Because this is the Well of Blades. There's a fair number of blades here, but it's not as bad as the second trip through. It's still kind of dangerous though. I try and conserve my Devil Trigger for this first trip. But no harm in using an Inferno every now and then. Yeah, so that's the first lot of blades. When you break open this wall, then the second lot spawns in. And those blades standing there, they seem like they're not actually active for a few moments. Like I tried to attack them, but I didn't lock onto them. I guess they didn't... Yeah, it took a few moments for the game to actually register that they existed. But yeah, grenade gun is your friend. You really don't need to farm them for critical hits. You're just going to get so many red orbs out of them. And we got a critical hit with Ifrit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, as long as they're lying on their stomach, any kind of jump attack will get you a critical hit. You can do it with Alistor, or you can do it with Ifrit. Very cool. So we click the item that we need. And there's some red orbs up here. Which is a certain spot you have to stand on. Yeah, you have to run over to get the red orbs to appear. Sometimes it takes a few moments for me to find the right spot. Right, the second visit to the world. This is where all the blades have spawned at once, so we just have tons of them jumping in. And you just use Inferno a bunch of times. And you just kill a bunch of blades. It's fantastic. There's usually one that survives, because it jumped in late. And there we go. That's one of my favourite moments in the game, actually. It's pretty fun. And that yellow orb was because you get a blue orb there for killing all the blades in the well, but I already have that, of course. So you get a yellow orb instead. So it's on to the end of the mission, where we have to fight Nello 2. That red orb there. Usually I mess up that jump. I end up landing on top of the platform above and I have to kind of jump off separately. It worked out well this time though. Alright, so yeah, this is where I switched to using Ifrit versus him, because I just love fighting him with Ifrit. And I fight him with Ebony and Ivory these days, because it lets me just hang in the air and avoid things. It's just safer, I think. Grenade gun is great for building up Devil Trigger, but Ebony and Ivory, it's just safer, I think. Yeah, that's my favourite combo against him. Get him to block, do a charged punch, or Devil Triggering, and another quick punch or kick, and then kick 13. Kick 13 is so fun to use versus him. Going for taunts versus him is a bit scary, because it's often pretty unsafe. So I did not like being there at all. Because of the railing, I wanted to get away from there. And then we have a pretty bad camera angle. What is he doing? Okay. Alright. Inferno. Why not? Sure. Ooh. Wow, the scenery blocked that. That was pretty nice. Yeah, I think I got a bit greedy with my taunts in this fight. I got away with a lot of it, but he probably punished me at some point. Yeah, quite often he just starts blocking in this particular fight. And then you can finish off your taunt. Get some trigger. Try and do that in the third fight though, and you're probably going to die. I'm surprised I didn't break his thing there with some devil triggered punches. So I wanted to build up some trigger there, which is why I didn't devil trigger. That's my favourite combo, because he just leaves himself wide open afterwards. Oh! That attack is why I like Ebony and Ivory these days, because they can hover in the air long enough. Even if I jump too early, I can just hover for a little bit. And I got super aggressive there. I just wanted to finish him off because he's got no health. But there we go. Now he's dead. And I didn't forget to go use this item this time. Sometimes I forget to come up here and place the chalice. I wonder, why isn't the door open? Alright. Haven't done the thing. Sometimes Dante likes to do the long jump, and you have to stop moving before you hit jump for him to do the little hop off the edge. So that mission was pretty fun. This feels like a really long batch of missions actually, because most of the missions here are pretty lengthy compared to in the first section of the game. And next we have good old Ghost Ship and Griffin 2. Griffin 2 is such an annoying boss until you know what to do against him. Once you know what to do, he's not so bad, but he's a really annoying learning curve boss. So if you're playing through the game for the first time and you loathe Griffin 2, don't worry. That's totally normal. I don't even like him that much and I know how to fight him. They have a timer for that little fight, but it's really not very dangerous. It's just a bunch of puppets and like one Bloody Mary, easy. Water section. So since this is New Game Plus, I already have the needle gun. I can actually just go ahead and kill this first blade. Get some orbs. I'm not sure why that wasn't hitting. Was I too far away? Maybe. Not sure what I'm doing there. I think I was looking for some red orbs, but I already collected them, so I was a bit confused. And we have frosts, which is why we switched to Ifrit. There are two of them here, because they almost always come in pairs. That's the most dangerous attack in DMC 1. That's so much easier to dodge in DMC 4. But the hitbox for it lasts a while and is huge in DMC 1. Alright. Frosts. Frosts are fun to fight with Ifrit. There's a bunch of red orbs you can collect up on the masts and stuff, but that takes a while. I found that when I did go for them, it spent so much time it wasn't worth it. I just hope I hit the red orb requirements without it. Which you do fight frosts, so, and you fight this death scythe, so you get a fair amount of red orbs out of that. Plus there's that red orb fountain from earlier. There we go. That was a pretty decent death scythe fight. It did what I wanted it to do. I think Death Scythe is my least favourite enemy actually, because sometimes it just doesn't do what you need it to do, so you can fight it. Sometimes it just hangs around in the air or does the wrong attack. The Griffin 2. I shoot him with a meteor, because why not? I think there was something that you weren't supposed to shoot him, and it would, because if you shot him it would make his phoenixes stronger, harder to kill. I kind of don't really remember what was up with that, so I just kind of try and ignore it. Because Rolling Blaze actually helps kill the phoenixes. Yeah, Rolling Blaze seems to do a fair bit of damage to him, so that's nice. Alright. So we hang around down here until Griffin comes down, and I actually forgot to jump there. I didn't jump in time, rather. Then he does the lightning storm right in your face, but you can roll out the way. And here comes the third volley. There's always 3 volleys. Alright, now we taunt to get some Devil Trigger. As long as we stay down here, Griffin should land again. Yeah, As soon as he makes the roaring noise, you want to jump to avoid the stun. There are a couple of infernos, meteors, sorry. I forget, you can get double hits on him here, but I do not remember what ankle you have to use to actually hit him with that. I've kind of forgotten how to do that. That's okay, you don't need to do it though. Meteor still does a ton of damage to him, even on Dante my star mode. And so again, meteors to the face. And then we dodge the lightning storm. Second volley. Third volley. Taunt to get some devil trigger. And rinse and repeat. That's kind of all you do in this fight. Once you get him landed, it's not that bad. Well, this part here sucks. Yeah, when he dies... Yeah, see, I knew it was coming. I tried to roll out the way, but I still got hit. I don't know how to 100% dodge that. All I can think of is if you get him low health and then you run away and kill him with gunshots. That's all I can think of. So I always seem to get hit by that lightning storm. There you go, just hang around down on the deck of the ship until he lands and then you get him in a loop. Meteor, meteor, meteor. Meteor. Meteor's a great ability. Alright, so that's that mission over with. Next mission is the short one of this batch. Yeah, this one. This is so short. It's the underwater escape mission. They try and play this. They play this intense music to make you feel like maybe you're under some time pressure or something, but you're really not. You just fight some blades underwater and then you're done. So you want to get past that object in the middle of the room, because that blocks in projectiles very well. It's got a huge hitbox on it, apparently. It blocks their projectiles just as well as yours. So I try and swim immediately past it, so I can actually hit things. Red orbs. Now if you want to get a special bonus for this mission, you probably need more red orbs. I think I didn't get a special bonus because I didn't get enough red orbs. So you probably want to go the other way to below deck, where there's a bunch of blades to fight. And you can get some more red orbs from there. But I wasn't going for that, so I just came straight down here, fought these two, and then off we went. Get out of my face, what are you doing? There's some breakable barrels in this room as well to get red orbs, but I forget which ones... I forget how many there are. There's one there. I'm pretty sure there was more than one, so I must have missed a bunch of them. Oh well. Off we go. Mission 3 done. 13 done. That was not mission 3. Maybe the shortest mission of them all, actually, that one. The MC one's so weird, it's got some super short missions. It's kind of nice having a short mission every now and then, though. This is a little intermission before we start mission 14. So I don't think what you do here matters. I don't think. I haven't really tested it. So don't take my word for it. And just a free item there, I might as well grab it. Because I was right there. Just some more puppets. So you do get style points for juggling them in the air with the with ebony and ivory. But sometimes you get extra style points for using projectiles, sometimes not. Alright, mission 14, not my favourite. I don't like it all that much, actually. The terrain is just kind of a hassle. I kind of like this first section, where we're fighting Sin Scissors. I think there's no enemies here on normal difficulty, but yeah, we have some Sin Scissors. That other one came right for me. Usually it's not that aggressive, so I was a bit scared by that. Yeah, we fought a bunch of Sin Scissors here, so this is a great place to practice critical hits. You can get so many orbs from critical hitting all these Sin Scissors. And I kind of recommend dealing with the Sin Scissors before you progress the mission. because otherwise they're just going to be a hassle while you're trying to dodge the spikes on the floor. Oh, there's one. If you hear a Sin Scissor laughing, then they're not all dead yet. Sometimes they spawn behind you, sometimes in front of you. Whoop. Ebony and Ivory to the face. I don't think I ended up fighting any Sin Scythes at all in this playthrough. Sin Scythes seem kind of rare on Hard and Dante Must Die. most of the spots where you fight them are kind of replaced by Death Scythes. That's okay though. I find Sin Scythes are way harder to critical hit than Sin Scissors because they kind of fly at a weird height. It's hard to knock their scythes away. Kind of have to use jumping attacks. Sin Scythes though, they're pretty fun. Oop. Kind of like the Death Scissor, they laugh as they die. Don't know why. So you can do 6 stingers down here and then you should stop. Maybe you can squeeze in a 7th. I haven't tried because this is right where you're at the spike wall. That camera change comes really late. It's like right as you're about to hit the spikes. So you can vortex through these and you won't take damage, but you need to make sure you do it low. Otherwise you won't be able to get through that doorway and you'll be stuck. And you'll probably have spikes coming up under you as you de-trigger. So make sure you do that vortex nice and low if you're going to do that. That took me a few tries to get right. So there's some red orbs you can get by climbing up on top of that gazebo and jumping over to the waterfall, but I just didn't really bother. So I got tons of red orbs from those Sin Scissors. So this section you can fight shadows or you can fight blades. I hate fighting shadows here. This is some of the worst terrain you can fight shadows. So if I encounter shadows here, I'll actually just leave and then come back and see if I get blades instead. I'm going for critical hits. Not having much luck here. Alright, got one of them. That's good. The big blade, it's just like the small ones. You can critical hit it just the same. It just looks a bit scary. Air raid. Air raid. Ah. Air raid. Now I might leave, yeah, I did end up leaving here because I should have enough red orbs by now. You kind of don't have to stick around and fight everything. That's something to remember. This mission has a lot of red orb gates. They want you to spend red orbs for some reason. Now we have a Death Scythe, which we have to fight because the door is locked, I believe. Whenever there's a timer, usually you have to fight the thing you're currently fighting so that you can open the door. That's a pretty big difference between Hard and Dante Must Die, because there's no timers on Hard mode. The timer is the Devil Trigger timer. Okay, the Death Scythe was being a pain and then it did this, which means I could just finish it off. More red orbs over here. And then another red orb gate. Was it? Actually, didn't say I used red orbs, but I think... No, I did use red orbs. Okay. I'm not sure how much that was. That's the end of mission 14. So mission 14 can go pretty poorly depending on what you find in that little canyon area. It's a decent mission though. And the next mission, how many attempts did next mission take? I forget. I definitely not as many as mission 9. Might have taken several though. Yeah, mission 15. It's the final showdown with Griffin. So this mission you have a couple unpleasant choices, shall we say? You're going to have to pick which way you want to go to get the spears, the lances. And we start off fighting some Cyclopses. Which I like fighting Cyclopses here, it's just you have to be careful approaching them because they're off camera. And yep, there's the other one trying to land on me. That's what they do. Mean Cyclopses. Just double trigger for your whole fight with these things though, because as they die they refill your entire trigger meter. So you might as well just stay triggered and kill them quickly. Oh, it's not dead yet. There we go. Oh yeah, so you have to choose, are you going left or right here? Because you need to pick one of these two to get your lances. You can go either way, but they both... I went to collect the red orbs. They're there. But they're both unpleasant on Dante Mastai mode. If you go right, you have to deal with a couple shadows. And one of them will be devil triggered by the time you get to it. So you have to deal with a devil triggered shadow in a pit, a very small little area to fight it in, and another shadow. If you go this way, you have to deal with a death scythe in maybe the worst area you can possibly fight a death scythe in. So first I fight these fetishes a little bit for some red orbs. I don't farm them for very long, just a couple of them. And then I go through this wall, because there's some red orbs through here. You can use rolling blades to break all this stuff. Very nice. This is kind of annoying, because the fetishes do love to follow you in here. And cause you some hassles. There was a little tiny urn on the ground there, and if you hit that you get a big red orb. It was easy to miss that. I really wanted to break this. Didn't turn out to have anything. Oh well. Okay. Bloody fetishes. So this, I ended up choosing the Death Scythe pathway. I found both pretty unpleasant. Sometimes this Death Scythe is well behaved though, and you can kill it pretty quickly. Yeah, so you have like no space here to fight this thing. Quite often it's in the wall. You have a spike wall behind you, you have spikes in front of you. You have the moving floor, it's just a mess. That was a decent Death Scythe though, it let us kill it. Oh god, that was close. I just went for it. And then I might as well fly over here to avoid the purple mist below. I usually miss my jumps here and fall in the mist. So I might as well just air raid over. Because we can refill all of our trigger here. Yeah, up there. There's some red orbs there too, so we might as well go collect those. Stand on this platform. That refills your trigger. Delicious. Now we can go and face Griffin 3. I have a lot of trouble fighting Griffin, but I will say this for him. Each of his fights is pretty unique. That's pretty cool. I mean, sure, there's moves he does in each of them that carry over. But overall, the fight is different. You can't just make a guide for one of the fights and have that work for the other two. That's cool. There's a Death Scythe out here now. I don't care. I'm just going to ignore it. Just going to go into the Colosseum. I want to set up my weapons. Grenade gun and Ifrit. This fight, the first phase of this fight sucks tremendously. I will say that. If you don't get this double hit, yeah, I don't think I got the double hit. So you need to ground Griffin very quickly, or he was just a pain to deal with. Or rather, the camera is a pain to deal with. So he's going to take off pretty soon. I'm surprised he hasn't already, actually. He was very nice this time. Okay, he's taking off. Alright, he's starting to now. So once he's in the air for a certain amount of time, the camera will just lose track of him completely. Yep, there we go. Cannot see. Where the hell is he? What is he doing? Who knows? He could be on another planet. My grenades are missing. I have no idea why. Okay, thankfully that didn't last too long though. But that's a really unpleasant phase of this fight. Once he's grounded though, he is really fun to fight. He's great. He loves to do this attack though. I tend to roll in this attack even if I don't think I'm going to get hit, because it just keeps up the nice rhythm of rolling at the right time. And down he goes. In this phase you don't get much time to attack him when he's down. So I kind of just use it to get some devil trigger back or do a meteor or something. It's not the opening to attack that it was in the first fight. I like this attack because, oh, messed it up. You can get some devil trigger grenades in there. Again, there's the devil trigger grenade trick where you fire off a devil trigger grenade and then you turn off trigger before it lands and you get tons of trigger back. The grenade gun gives you so much devil trigger. That attack's pretty mean. It's got those little lightning balls that come with it this time. That didn't happen in the first fight. That was something I forgot even existed. I thought it was a new thing for the HD collection, that's how confused I was. But yeah, it is tricky to dodge than in the first fight. Meteor! And Inferno. What a beautiful combo. I love both of those attacks so much. This fight does feel quite long. I've seen a pretty cool strategy for fighting him where you get super aggressive and you just stay in his face, infernoing him all the time. There's a little bit of luck involved in that strategy though, because he can just suddenly lightning you in the face. That's why I haven't really played around with that one. There he goes. He's nearly dead. Just need to land maybe another meteor. Whoa, where did that one go? That one went into the stars. And Inferno. Alright, he's dead. It's over. Suddenly Trish is here. She's gone. Goodbye. Camera. Oh boy. Alright. And that's the end of this segment of the game. Probably my least favourite segment of the game, but it's still pretty good. Just I don't like the scenery nearly as much as in the first or the third. I just love the castle design. It's really cool. And we're going to go back to the castle in the next video. Yeah, that segment had some rough spots for S ranking. Mission 9 in particular is just really tough. I still have a lot of trouble with that mission. I think I didn't have that much trouble with mission 15, I don't think. Maybe a couple restarts. Wasn't too bad though overall. Anyway though, we've got the final segment of the game coming up next. So join me for it as we try and get S ranks. I'll see you next time. See yous.